Hey fellow creations, it's Elijah here with Holly Hill. Jesus is the vine and we are the branches. It's time for your weekly sermon preview. So, when you were a kid and you got an allowance, as a kid you feel like that money's yours, that you can do whatever you want with it, that you can spend it however you want. But how do the parents feel? No, that's not your money. You didn't earn that money. You'd have no money at all if it weren't for me giving it to you. This is kind of the same thing with Jesus in John chapter 15, verses 1 through 17, where he says, I am the vine and you are the branches. See, he's the one that provides all the nourishment. He's the one that provides everything that we need. We can't do it ourselves. And so we're going to talk about this upcoming Sunday, what it looks like when we're on the vine. Are we really on the vine? 3 things that happen when we are on the vine. Number one of the things that happens when we're on the vine is that we're going to rely on him for everything. He says in verse 5 of that chapter of John chapter 15, verse 5, he says, I'm the vine, you are the branches. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So if we're really on the vine, we rely on him for everything. But not only that, if we're on the vine, there's going to be evidence. He says later on, if we look down in verse 8, he says that if we're on the vine, we're going to bear fruit and so prove to be his disciples. So there's evidence that we're on the vine. If you see a branch that's all withered and dry, you know that somewhere it lost its nourishment. It got separated or severed from the vine. See, if we're on the vine, there's going to be some evidence. But thirdly, if we're on the vine, there's going to be the fruit that is born of love and joy. Because Jesus says this in verse 11 and 12. He said, I've said these things that you may have joy, and that my joy may be in you, and your joy may be full. And then he goes on to say in verse 12 that we love one another just as he has loved us. So part of being in the vine is having a joyful and a loving life, that we have joy and that we have love. So living on the vine sounds like a great life, but how do we know if we're on the vine? How do we know? I guess there's really 3 questions that we can ask. Number 1, what happens to those who are on the vine and not on the vine? Secondly, how do we know whether we're on the vine or not on the vine? And thirdly, okay, if we're not on the vine, how do we get on the vine? That's what we're going to talk about this upcoming Sunday at 11 o'clock during our worship hour. And we hope that you're there at the Holly Hill Church of Christ as we look at Jesus being the vine and we are the branches. We love you all and we look forward to seeing you this upcoming Sunday. Bye-bye.